Codependency extends far beyond the psychological realm into the intricate layers of our spiritual being, creating profound disturbances in our energetic field that ripple through every aspect of our existence. When viewed through a spiritual lens, codependent patterns reveal themselves as complex, energetic entanglements that not only affect our relationships with others, but also distort our connection to our own divine essence and inner wholeness. At its core, codependency represents a fragmentation of the self. It is a survival strategy rooted in disconnection from the inner child, the authentic self, and ultimately from the sacred balance of the inner feminine and masculine energies that form the foundation of an integrated soul. In this way, codependency is not merely a relational issue but a spiritual crisis. It holds the key to healing because it mirrors, through its distortions, the very wounds that prevent the sacred union of the feminine and masculine within. Healing codependency requires a reclamation of self-worth, self-trust, and the deep knowing that one is capable of shaping their own reality. It is through this healing process that the wounded feminine, often internalized as passivity, self-abandonment, or emotional dependency, and the wounded masculine, often experienced as control, overfunctioning, or external striving, can be brought into conscious relationship and alchemical union. When codependency is addressed at the root, the split between these inner archetypes begins to dissolve, making way for individuation, the process of becoming a whole and sovereign self. In Jungian and esoteric traditions, individuation involves balancing the inner feminine and the inner masculine forces within. Codependency obstructs this process by externalizing both forces. We project our inner feminine needs onto others and seek to fulfill our inner masculine through external validation or control. This projection keeps us locked in patterns of disempowerment. For example, the inner feminine, when wounded, may manifest as neediness, emotional enmeshment, and an inability to receive. She is silenced, dismissed, or neglected, mirroring the early emotional wounds that gave rise to codependency. The inner masculine, when distorted, may manifest as perfectionism, compulsive doing, emotional suppression, or the constant drive to fix or please others. He overcompensates for vulnerability and seeks approval externally. Healing codependency involves reclaiming the gifts of both inner archetypes. The feminine becomes a source of deep intuition, emotional sovereignty, and self-compassion. The masculine becomes the protector of boundaries, the structure for self-agency, and the voice that says no when something violates inner truth. Only when we stop outsourcing our inner needs, when the feminine is allowed to feel and receive, and the masculine is empowered to act and protect, can we embody our full spiritual potential. This is why healing codependency is a sacred act of inner marriage. Core symptoms of codependency: spiritual interpretation, lack of self-esteem. Energetically, this reflects a weakened solar plexus chakra and distorted inner masculine. One's sense of self becomes defined by others' perceptions, leading to externalized worth. Shame blocks the heart and sacral chakras, cutting off both emotional expression, which is feminine, and creativity or action, which is masculine. It stunts spiritual growth by binding identity to past trauma. Poor sense of identity. This reflects a fragmented energy field. The feminine may be disconnected from the body and emotion, while the masculine may be lost in mental confusion or inaction. Family of origin issues. Let's uncover the original imprints where the inner masculine, which is all about setting healthy boundaries, and the inner feminine, which provides emotional safety, were not mirrored. This lack of mirroring creates conditions where survival-based roles take precedence over authentic selfhood. Energetic anatomy and the path to inner balance. You see, energetic distortions caused by codependency have a direct impact on the auric field. This field acts as the interface between our physical and spiritual selves. Etheric body. Porous boundaries reflect the collapse of the inner masculine protector. Vital energy leaks because the feminine has no container. Emotional body. Overwhelm and emotional dysregulation reveal the disempowered feminine, who cannot self-regulate because the inner masculine is absent or misdirected. Mental body. Obsessive thoughts and worry reflect the overactive, compensating masculine trying to manage life without the guidance of the feminine's intuition. Astral body. Energetic cords and emotional dependency indicate a lack of inner relationship between the feminine and masculine, resulting in clinging to others for balance. Causal body. Disconnection from soul purpose reflects the absence of sacred inner union. The soul's voice becomes distorted by inner imbalance and karmic residue. The karmic roots of the inner split. Codependency often arises from unresolved soul contracts and karmic patterns that reflect unintegrated feminine and masculine dynamics across lifetimes. Past lives of martyrdom or spiritual servitude, where there was an overactive feminine with no protective masculine. Lifetimes of dominance, control, or abandonment often characterized by a misused masculine, disconnected from feeling. Religious persecution or betrayal by spiritual authorities, leading to a collapse of inner trust in divine masculine and feminine archetypes. In current life, these karmic wounds replay through family systems, relationship patterns, and spiritual disconnection, until they are brought into awareness and healed. Healing as sacred inner marriage. The spiritual path of healing codependency culminates in Hieros Gamos, the sacred union of the divine feminine and masculine within. This is not metaphor but energetic reality. The stabilization of these polarities allows for higher consciousness and embodiment of one's soul purpose. Practices that support this healing include clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapy, shamanic work, energetic clearing, chakra healing, and somatic work, amongst others, to re-establish personal boundaries. Shadow work helps us meet and love the parts of ourselves we once denied, all in an effort to be accepted. Inner child and inner parent work aim to rebuild the feminine and masculine connection from the ground up. Devotional practices that foster direct relationship with the Divine Mother and Divine Father energies, restoring inner trust and balance. Essentially, I believe that healing codependency is a vital aspect and gateway to wholeness. Codependency is not just a relational dysfunction, it is a call from the soul. It reveals where the sacred inner feminine and masculine have been separated, distorted, or forgotten. When we take this path seriously, not just psychologically but spiritually, we enter the alchemical process of individuation. By healing codependency, we return to the original blueprint of wholeness, reclaiming our sovereignty, creative power, and divine essence. In doing so, we not only restore balance within, but also become vessels for healthy, conscious relationships that mirror the sacred union we have forged inside.